This video is brought to you by Straight Arrow News. More on them in just a bit. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's 4 members of the Real Rejects, citizens of the Reject Nation. We are here to watch the Superman trailer. Give you a heads up right now. Coy Jandro and I, the DC Studios comic book correspondent, that's a word salad of a title right there. We're going to do a live stream talking all things Superman within the hour of this being published. We went to an exclusive Q&A regarding Superman that had James Gunn in the cast there. We got some insides, but today we also are joined by the one and only Roxy Stryer. Roxy, how much are you looking forward to this trailer?
Unbelievably so. I hosted a show called DC Movie News for almost a decade. This is my life. This is my world. I cannot believe we're about to get a Superman movie. This trailer is my most anticipated thing.
Andrew, you look wide awake for 6 in the morning. How you doing, buddy?
You know, Greg, statistically speaking, they say the safest way to watch a trailer reaction is with the Real Rejects, so I'm doing just swell.
That's just math.
Speed on over to that like button. Don't let that subscribe button be like a kryptonite to you.
I'm flipping the out right now. You have to hit play.
3.
Oh, shit.
Such a good opening shot of the trailer. The dual personalities.
And they look so different in each. I love that our first eye line is connecting us to him.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh my God, this.
Nipple chills.
It's such a Richard Donner score while still being like John Williams and modern.
Oh my God, him as Clark. Ooh.
I like the casting of the new podcast.
On Crypto?
Crypto! What an amazing shot.
Wow, that's so cool.
I love the score so much.
Oh, yes!
Home.
Oh.
Take me home.
Whoa. Wow. Yes!
Oh my God.
Just such a swelling moment.
I love that it's the footage we've seen in
Oh, Guy Gardner.
Yes, Hawkgirl.
Wow, the destruction in the back. Who is that?
Oh, Mr. Terrific was great too.
Oh,
yeah.
Mr. Terrific.
baby.
Oh.
Wow. what
Wow,
a
so that wasn't
beautiful
just a
trailer.
promo
No,
shot.
it's
That's
in there.
actually in the
It's like,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
Should I get?
Film for IMAX. God, that cinematography is excellent. Reject Nation, as I interrupt this video, and as we wrap up the year, the news cycle hasn't slowed down. And finding unbiased, fact-based reporting is as crucial as ever. That's why I'm once again excited to be partnering up with Straight Arrow News, a trusted source for reliable journalism. SAN was awarded Certified Balance status by All Sides, the leading media bias rating system. This certification confirms SAN delivers genuinely centered news, free from partisan lean. That's really hard to find. One of the standout features is SAN's Media Mist tool, which highlights underreported stories from both the left and right-leaning media outlets. Powerful way to ensure you're getting the full picture, especially as we reflect on this year's biggest stories and what's ahead for 2025. SAN has even been the go-to fact-checker for a channel that I've been kind of obsessed with called Jubilee. They're trusted to verify facts in some of the most talked-about discussions. So once again, if you are looking for unbiased, reliable news, SAN is the place to go. So as we head into this holiday season, it's the perfect time to check out Straight Arrow News. You can go to san.com/realrejects, or you can download the app. You can visit the link in the description box of this video. And when you visit, you're not only supporting the channel, which believe me is very much appreciated, you are also supporting a group of journalists, raising the bar on the news and focusing on servicing you the truth. Don't miss out. Get a clearer view of the news from all sides. Thank you again, Straight Arrow News. All right, so we are here to give just our quick thoughts I nominate Roxy to go first. Roxy, why don't you give us your first thoughts on this trailer?
Man, I feel like they have just so over-delivered on every single thing that we have seen so far. When we got that little teaser for this trailer, I just felt a complete shift in the internet, in myself, everywhere, where it was like, this is going to be our Superman. And then when we see what they did here, where it's not incredibly dialogue or plot heavy. It's a feeling. This movie is trying to make a feeling, and boy, is it working on me. Man, I started tearing up the first second that it came on. There's something about this. It just feels like we need it right now.
Yeah, there's such a narrative in the trailer. It starts off on such a heavy, dark note, and then it has the upliftingness occurred. That's the whole point of Superman.
With a few words
the
of
hope
dialogue.
in the darkness. Oh, God, it's a really well-executed trailer. Andrew?
Yeah. So many thoughts. I definitely love that it was not dialogue heavy. And yeah, I love the tone of this trailer. I mean, one of my main things that I love about Superman is it's not his power level, it's that his ability to inspire good in others. And that's what I felt encapsulates this trailer. And, as much as this isn't a comparison to Man of Steel, and I love Man of Steel, but one of the things I felt was a little bit missing in that film that I feel is present here is Superman's playfulness and his ability to be happy when he's saving people, and I can feel that right here in this trailer with David Corenswet. Is that, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Corenswet. And I just that's what I love in my Superman, that hope and that goodness, and seeing him being happy and that playfulness, saving people. I'm yes, that's what I want. Also, too, seeing Crypto for the first time on screen. I think the only time I've ever seen Crypto, at least on screen or in the small screen, is on Smallville. So it's I know I always mention Smallville in here, but I'm so happy to see that. What a way to reveal Crypto. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But there were so many different aspects of this trailer that I loved. But yeah, that was probably the biggest thing for me, is just that. The inspiration for goodness and hope. That's just what I felt encapsulated in this trailer. I loved it.
James Gunn said that Crypto is a lot more complicated than the trailer lets on. The relationship is going to be a little bit more complicated.
Not just a good boy.
Not just a good dog, but that is. But if anyone knows how to capture pets, it's James Gunn. And of course, the Coy Jandro. Please, Coy. I'm sure you have something to say.
The thing about this trailer, I adore that it's all a beacon of light. What I really liked about it is every shot has this framing of accentuating sunlight. There's this warmth that comes with sunlight, like a nice summer day. There's this energy of hope, of brightness, but that's also Superman gets his powers from our sun. So there's this incredible thing where there's this uplifting nature to the energy used in the trailer, but it's literally energizing Superman's power set. And I don't know, how consciously people will think that, besides me, but the whole trailer, I was thinking that I'm feeling charged. I'm feeling this energy of hope and belief, and I love that there's a couple frames of you see a character and then they introduce them solidly. You see a character, then they make them the front line. There's a shot of Mr. Terrific walking before they cut to his close up. There's a distant shot of Crypto, then close up. There's a shot of Hawkgirl, and you get to get these little moments of destination, things arrive. The trailer goes from dark to light, and the characters arrive before you, all in 2 and 20 minutes, 2 minutes 20 seconds, and without much dialogue. Home is the only, and I love the eye line connecting to his eye. So just from a filmmaking standpoint, all of that. From a comic book standpoint, it feels like we're getting the story of Superman in a world that's already got heroes, as we've discussed leading up to this movie, but the trailer feels like that. I love that we get very quick other heroes, but it doesn't feel like aha reveal moment. Even though they're delivered to you, it feels like he's in this world. We're already getting into this world. It starts in a world that's established, and I, for one, am just glad we're getting a universe that has heroes, and then those heroes can maybe see what it's like to have this hero and what he represents as he comes to, find his way in this world. And it does look like we get his different families. We get Superman and his found family of the Kent, Superman and his found family of Daily Planet, Superman and his found family of maybe developing into the League. And all of that still feels like a Superman movie. And that's what the comics feel like. No matter how many characters appear in a comic, they can just pop up in a couple panels. It's still about the through line of the character. And I know a lot of people had been talking about, why are all these people in this? At no point in this footage was I concerned. It felt like Superman and other people are in the life of you. In the movie of today, you guys would be in this movie. And that's such a welcoming feeling to a film, to not feel like it's TikTok fodder, to feel like it's a welcome family. And if anything James Gunn does well, it is found family and underdogs finding their way. And if there's ever a story to be told, it's about an alien that wants to be more like us as we should be more like him.
Yeah, I full-heartedly agree with everything you guys are saying. And, I saw on last night when they released the teaser footage on X, formerly known as Twitter. Why do they call it that?
They don't.
Now everyone just says X, formerly known as Twitter. He might as well just call it Twitter. Anyway,
Like Prince?
so anyway, there were people, of course, it's Twitter, all talking about like the color grading being off or whatever. And I'm like looking at this footage going like, I think this looks like All-Star Superman. I think this looks beautiful. I think everything is popping in this trailer. And what I love at the immediacy at the offset with showing Clark Kent, it's the first time in a very, very long time. Granted, like this is all just it's an amazing trailer. For all we know, the movie might disappoint, but from the trailer, it looks great. When you see Clark Kent, you actually see that he is coming across very different than he is as Superman. And not since Christopher Reeve has someone really been able to truly capture that. They've kind of just looked the same. That's why that joke really stays strong about like, how can you not tell Superman and Clark Kent are the same? When you see here, like his hair is completely different, his body language, his mannerisms, the way he like kind of stands out from the crowd. There's this one little moment that I saw where he is shoving through someone, and I looks like a background player just like looks at him like odd, like who the hell are you and why are you bumping into me?
Yeah.
And those little details just to add a little bit more like humanity to how people view Clark Kent versus how people view Superman. But I also like how he's having like a bit of a hardship as Superman demonstrated here. Everything about it just looks really cool to me. I think it looks like a really good trailer. It's a really good trailer.
Yeah, I think one of the things that movies have struggled with in the past when it comes to Superman is how to deal with the fact that we say that he is other than kryptonite, he has no weaknesses, he has nothing and that can break him. The way we start this was really interesting because we see him completely down and out, and I think that like you're talking about with the way that he looks as Clark and not just being like glasses on, glasses off. This feels like 2024 got a lot smarter with their Superman and with the audience and the believability of it all. Coming off of Superman and Lois, which just had its finale a month ago, it was unbelievably well done. And we watched Superman's decline towards the end. And I think it really did, as silly as it sounds, humanize Superman to people. Because at his core, his emotions, his values, his feelings are very human as the way he was raised. So I think that this was a really great way to start, where it's not just like we're seeing this invincible Superman. He's bleeding in the snow.
Yeah.
And the first thing is all of us, I'm sure, wondering, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened to Superman?
Who could do this to
Yeah.
him? And is it Lex?
And you were speaking to him being like, less power, like the way the Superman and Lois arc went. I love that All-Star Superman has been referenced in the art and as an inspiration of this, you talked about like even the lighting. And in that story, he gets too exposed to the sun and gets overpowered, but that's showing his mortality and it's slowly killing him. So it's humanizing him in a very different way than a lot of like depowering stories. So I'm really curious. I don't think they're going to go that way here, but it is interesting to see us open with that moment in the trailer of us connecting to a less infinitely powerful character and how we get to that point. And to speak to the teaser footage, which was different footage, I don't think.
A little different,
yeah. Yeah, all of that footage looked like people looking up to something and it being overly bright. So to judge the color grading of something that's clearly about lighting is certainly a Twitter take.
Yeah. I think the opening up with Crypto automatically brings it back to this is at the end of the day in his heart he's still just that boy from Smallville, and having his pet around with him brings it back to that.
It feels so Silver Age. It feels so like classically nourishing.
I think it's a really solid like because Coy and I we did go to that Q&A event where we did see the trailer, but we were sitting like front row looking up ironically, but it was like
look up.
There was so much that was hard to miss because we wanted a good seat for the Q&A. So we actually missed quite a bit. So I was like seeing stuff like going on in the background. I'm like, oh, I didn't notice like any of this stuff the first time. So
I also want to speak to how good the delivery of chemistry was, even in silence with a score. I feel like I felt the animosity between Nicholas Hoult and Superman, and that it felt such an arrogant rage. It felt possessive of like, this is my home. Like, what do you, in just a glance. And then the Lois and Clark chemistry is already off the charts.
I
know. The fact that we've got
not
dialogue. Like, so in a 2-minute teaser, we get these connections that are so essential to not just story building, but universe building. And like, that's what makes comic characters work, is their relationships, because you are connecting to them and them connecting to others. And I felt those connections here.
Yeah.
We saw a hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
I was shocked because I think that Superman and Lois are at the heart of this. That it's
Always.
Superman, and then of course it's Lois. That's his heart. That's his soul. That's his motivation. And of course humanity as well. But to watch them be full blown Superman and Lois, and see that passion and see that love. That's what Superman's about. It's about love and hope, right?
Yeah.
Those are the things.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're not even going to hold back on this. We're not pretending anything other than the fact that Superman and Lois are madly in love, and they are smacking lips in this trailer. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
This really got me even more pumped for Nicholas Hoult. Just his intensity. I mean, that's one of my reasons why Michael Rosenbaum is my favorite Lex Luthor up to this point. It's his intensity, his hatred for Superman, and obviously there's a whole story behind that. I mean, they have a friendship that goes awry in that one, but I'm just loving, again, no dialogue in here, but I love Nicholas Holt's, his body language. You can just feel it. He represents everything that he hates about Superman. You could just feel it in this trailer. And to your point, too, I love 28 Days Later is one of my favorite scores ever. I've only seen the film once, but John Murphy did a bang-up job in that, and I love the score of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I've probably listened to that poster that James Gunn did probably 100 times to this point. So just from what I heard in this teaser and that poster, and I love that there was a little bit of a mixed theme between like a little bit of the Hans Zimmer and Man of Steel, and also obviously the John Williams Superman, which is classic Superman. I'm just really looking forward to what John Murphy is banging out.
I agree. You guys are the best. I appreciate everyone joining me here and lifting me up with energy. I'm excited to the live stream with you.
Yeah, let's do it. I got so much more to say.
We're going to take a Magic Mind.
I've been trying to
great,
keep it to
guys.
myself
It's
so I
gonna
don't
be awesome. Anyway, yeah. And also, you did say one thing that did springboard a thought, was that I feel like Superman and Lois really gets Lois Lane down really well. I feel like the movies have dropped the ball
Completely,
when it comes to
completely
Lois.
agree.
And I think James Gunn should be able to pull off. And Rachel Brosnahan at the Q&A, I'm like, I really feel like she's gonna be a great Lois. Yeah.
I do want to briefly tease, and I want to talk about it in the live stream, so please watch the live stream. The characters are these actors, and these actors are the characters. In the Q&A, I kept hearing answers. I was like, that's what Lois would say.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so
That's
incredible
what-
to
that's-
see
there was-
moments where I was like
That makes
hearing
me
my
happy.
characters. But I also want to say to Roxy's point, because I think this is something that really bothers me. Superhero content and superhero culture has become the baseline for pop culture, and I love that personally as a comic book fan. But one negative I think that's come out of that is we've kind of homogenized any sort of chemistry and friction, like Pepper Potts and Tony feel like coworkers. I do not buy them as together. I really love that we're getting actual chemistry between romantic leads, even in a trailer. I really think it's important that love is told. I think it's important that people know that love is as or more important as any other emotion. And I think that when you've got stories that are so big and so broad and punchy, we lose some of that. So I really love that in the first 2 minutes we see of this, love is at the forefront in addition to hope, and that chemistry is prevalent, because people need to love each other as much as we need to believe in hope. We need to believe in each other. So I love that that's there in love.
You can rot in hell. Anyway, guys, this was the Superman trailer. What did you guys think?
Don't say
Leave your
that.
thoughts down
Bring
below.
us down right back to where we were on
Just
Twitter.
coy.
Look up.
Only coy. Only coy.
Man, did you learn nothing from Superman?
Lex Luthor origin right here.
Yeah.
Me and Greg just dealing with each other.
Keep a
for
look
life.
out for that.
Greg's going to be shaving his head very
He's
soon.
not even Lex, he's Otis right
We'll
now.
catch you guys soon.